well, let's get into how we really do something about this.
Hey, John, as you guys go through, you know, I've learned more in the last hour than I have in the last 10 years, just like facts-wise.
Thank you.
If you guys can point to where you can find facts to arm discussions, like Tom's fact about the national debt, if we stopped all spending right now, taking 200 some years to pay off, or 120 something grand per head, someone mentioned over there, phenomenal. That's a cocktail party killer right there. And I just, you know, I'm sitting here scribbling, oh, that's a good one. You know, if you go through, you know, the facts or where to find them, if we're going to fight with facts, where
all of these are going to be available on conservativnewmedia.com.
Yeah, so as you're talking, if you're
all the links.
that would be helpful.
Sure.
Because we're going to forget, and I want to go someplace to arm myself. Leaving today. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's, I mean, hey, I mean, that's a nice plug. Thanks, I appreciate it. Okay. And that's what we try to do. I mean, I had, when I had my, you know, first when I started my own channel, I did a little thing called Ask the Super Genius series. My IQ's been tested at 174. And I mean, not to get like weird or anything like that, but I just feel like modesty I wasn't born with that. Right? But to be, you know, serious, I feel like I was born with a lot of gifts. And if you don't use them, then you're kind of like not thankful. You know what I mean? And I am smart, and I can communicate, and what I wanted to do is to do exactly that, which is to not just do the bookish stuff. I mean, you know, someone like Tom, I've seen him at the bookish stuff, right? That's where I first ran into him, right? The little faculty things and blah, blah, blah. That's great. Nobody sees those, right? Or you don't want to sit through a 5-hour law review article on my leaves in Alaska that, you know, and do they have squatters' rights or what, right? And on the flip side is the, you know, the red eye stuff, or even like, you know, that kind of thing. So what I wanted to do is something where it basically breaks down hard, complicated subjects in an easy to understand way that can sell, and that's what we're trying to do. And I know all of the panel, you know, does that stuff. So let's get in. How do we be way more hip? The Dems have really cornered the market on the cool and fun under 40 demo. We have to get off this country club Republican image. You want to go? Great. You have a country club? Great. You got a big yacht? Great. But guess what? We got to open this thing up. Why? Because we have immigration coming in here. We've got a Latin explosion in this country. We have all kinds. This is a melting pot. It's becoming more and more diverse by the minute. If you can't speak to those people and the new ways that they communicate with the new media, you're done. We won't win another election. All right? Even with all the problems of Obama. I mean, we won't do what we need to do. We need to bring the message to this group in a way they understand and enjoy the sexy stuff, the YouTube stuff. I mean, you want to know what was one of the hottest videos, one of the hottest political forces for Obama?
Obama girl.
That's it. Boom. Obama girl. That's
She doesn't like him anymore, though.
That's it. Now she's against us.
She's not committal.
Nobody even knows what was in that damn video. Nobody knows her name. Nobody even knows exactly where it ran, but we all know it. Why? Here's a hot woman for Obama. Done. Why do you watch Fox News besides being conservative? Amen. Roger Ailes is no fool. I've met Roger. We've talked. He has the hottest women on TV who can also broadcast. It's not rocket science. Well, I've explained this. I talk to party leaders. I talk to candidates all the time. I advise them. It's like, look, you got to understand something. Everybody, not every single body, but people want the same things in life. They want to look good. They want to be with someone that looks really good too. They want to have a nice family. They want to make some money. They want to feel important and be heard. It's pretty simple, folks. That's what you got to work on, right? So if you want to appeal to people, you need to appeal to people. You can't say, "Oh, that's lowbrow stuff." Well, American Idol gets more views than dang near anything else. UFC gets more pay-per-views than dang near anything else. Reality shows get more viewers than dang near anything else. You gotta wake up. Scott Brown was dubbed the first reality show candidate. Here's the guy that posed nude in Cosmopolitan. Guy looks good. I'm not afraid to say that. Right? That's fine. His wife was in a music video in 1982, strutting her stuff in a bikini on a yacht. His daughter was on American Idol, and the guy blew away quickly in a state that nobody should have won from Teddy Kennedy's seat, which we know is the people's seat. Right? That's where we're at. That's the new stuff. By definition, this is different than what we've done before. It will be uncomfortable. There's people like, oh, Johnny, I love your stuff, but you know, you get a little edgy of it. Okay, I just have a question. Am I effective? Well, end of the discussion. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You have a rock, you need to put it up the hill. I don't care if you use a crane, if you use a backhoe, if you push it, if you roll it, get it up the hill. As long as it's legal and ethical. Right? Let's go to the next one. Don't be a rhino. Republican in name only. Usually synonymous with right. Okay, we're glad for that. For bipartisan, moderate, Democrat, light, New England Republican. Why it's done? This is done to get elected in more blue or swing state districts. Press likes you more. You get more fame. This is John McCain. This is Lindsey Graham. This is the moderates. The gang of 14. They have all kinds of cool names. And they get to meet the press. And they get to talk to everyone. And the Maverick. And I get my covers. And then, anyone who's a politician or in the media, and I understand both this, it has an ego. Some would say a narcissist. I understand this. It takes one to know one. Right? And they want the fame, they want the power. And I'm not saying they don't have good intentions, but that drives it. So that's a lure. When you can go on 30 shows, if you are that Olympia Snow who's going to be buddies with Barack Obama for that last vote, that's a lure. Especially when you're in a little state called Maine that nobody cares about. It's not rocket science, folks. Right? DC culture pushes it. You get to go to all the parties. Helen Gurley Brown, all those little insiders. I'm important now, and I'm with the important people, and I'm at a state dinner. And this is okay. Meanwhile, your constituents are suffering because you're making the wrong votes. Right? And most people, as we talked about before, would rather get along than be right. I just want to be liked. I don't want to, I'm not, John, I'm not that, I like what you do. I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to fight. Right? Why it's bad? It's a trap. The press will always choose the most liberal candidate. McCain thought the press was his bait until he ran against Barack Obama. Then he was savage. Oh, this isn't the McCain we know. No, of course not. The guy's only 75 years old, and he's been around forever, and he's been on your show a zillion times. You don't know him at all. Sell out your principles. You're going to depress your pace. Most importantly, it doesn't work. These are different times when being a rhino means doing America just a little slower than the libs, but down to the states. We're going to get to that. Let's get to the next slide, please. Why they do it in more detail. Traditional election theory, now study this. I'm like kind of a whiz kid at law and economics and whatnot, and that basically economic analysis for public policy, including voting and stuff like that, right? Dick Morris, being in the middle wins elections. Dick Moore's election and Clinton triangulation strategy. And this is where I kind of part ways from some of our party leadership in this state. We love to talk about Dick Morris and how people need to do this and this and that. That's fine. Go in the middle, that's where people are, that's fine, whatever, like that. Election analysis bears this out. Traditional model is capture the independents and moderates and keep your side, you win. Not rocket science. Law and economics, same thing. Bears this out. Log roll analysis, election game theory, etc. Next slide, please. Why it's different now. My long-held theory, one of them, I got many. Believe me, I got theories on everything. Is that the world and the average person is getting much smarter, much faster as time moves on. Kind of like Moore's Law, but for people. Right? Moore's Law in technology, semiconductors, basically every 2 years, processing power doubles. Things get faster and faster and faster, and it's sort of an exponential thing, right? One of the reasons I'm an eternal optimist, right? Why? Communication, transportation, computing power revolutions, new technology adds rocket fuel to this. We can solve more things, learn more things, you come in contact with more people, more ideas, more cultures faster. There are right answers, folks, and we're getting there. You can't snow the average person. The average person now understands, 50 years ago, 30 years ago, when I grew up in Claysville, Pennsylvania, in the 70s and 80s, in, small town population, 500, part of 4-H, did the whole deal. Lived on a farm, tractor, little Johnny boy. So I hate being called Johnny. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I just did. If you were to talk about monetary policy, the dollar, commodities, people are like, what? What are you talking about? I don't care about the football game and stuff, but I'm not disparaging those people. I love those people, they're great people. I'm just saying. Now, people understand. You talk to a person about the debt. Well, I saw that on back. Oh yeah, okay, well that doesn't work. Well, what if the healthcare bill? People are much more informed now.